Hello, this is Don with ModelKit.com. Thank you for tuning in to my first official YouTube video. For today's video, I wanted to do something a little bit different, which I think I'm going to start doing more of, and that is build videos and also unboxings of new kits. Today we're going to do an unboxing of the new MENG 1/35 scale Panther A model. It's not really a new kit. It's been out for a while, but I guess in the scheme of things, the way they release model kits, you could pretty much consider it new. So this is it. I ordered this from ScaleHobbyist.com. Every time I buy a kit, I am going to sit there and give a real quick, honest review of the service I got. I ordered this kit on a Friday. I was notified it was shipped on Tuesday, and I received it on the following Friday. Pretty good service. The kit came boxed properly, well padded. There was no damage to the kit. And again, it was a pretty painless transaction. I have bought through ScaleHobbyist.com before. Never had a problem, so I'm not plugging them to plug them. I'm plugging them just to tell you honestly how service I had. If I had shitty service, I would be honest and say it in my video. That's what these videos are supposed to be about. But this is the model. It's a big kit. Now, just a real quick outside take a look at the box. It's standard size model kit for a 1/35 scale model. However, it's not. It actually is a lot bigger of a kit, and it's thick. This right here is probably a good 5 inches, 4.5 to 5 inches thick. It's a big box and it's heavy. And it's heavy because I bet you it has a lot of stuff in it. So let's go ahead and crack it open and see what's inside of it. Excuse me. All right, let's go ahead and pull this puppy apart. All right. What do we got in here? We have instructions. Looks like we got photo etch and looks like a metal barrel. We will dig into this in a moment. Just one moment. Instructions. Instructions are nothing overtly thick. Looks like just a standard set of instructions. Digging through it real quick. Looks like they're in Chinese, American, Japanese, and Russian. Standard warnings about make sure you have all your proper tools, all those bits and pieces. Pretty standard. A couple interesting things right off the bat I can see. This right here is the bottom hull section. These are where the wheels mount to. These are braces or some type of jig that you will mount inside to keep the sides straight. So it doesn't have a one-piece bottom. So that's good. That means there's less chance of it warping. It does have the standard one-piece back, and once you get all the parts and pieces on it, you have the bottom. So basically, it is not just your standard clamshell. It has multiple pieces and parts, so I actually like that. Just kind of flipping through them real briefly. Oh, I see they have the J.R.R. Tolkien of writing theory, and that is Tolkien in Lord of the Rings describes a door not in 2 paragraphs. He takes 2 pages to describe a door. Same kind of thing they do here. I'm going to kind of see if you can take a look at this. This is the jack for 1/35 scale, and I count 7 pieces. So you got 7 pieces. See that? 7 pieces to do a jack. I also see they have some other bits and pieces on here. MENG does the same thing. Why do it in 1 piece when you can do it in 3 or 4? And there's good and bad to that depending upon your mentality. My thought process on it is you can over-engineer something, but sometimes the devil is in the details. Like the tow hook on the back, they have it mounted underneath. People may say, why have that on there? What does it matter? Well, it depends. It depends on your train of thought. And not to get off on a side tangent here, but there's one truth to this, and people who compete like Jez Coleman and a bunch of other guys and gals who go to competitions and put their models out there for contests will attest to this, and that is sometimes the difference between a gold medal and a silver, or a silver and a bronze, or an honorable mention is something as small as that, because the judges will crawl all over model kits. Plus, I'm of the mindset that if I'm going to build it, I'm going to build it right. I'm going to build it per the instructions. I'm going to build it the best I can. If you get in that habit early on, or if you break into that habit late, it's a good habit to get into. These models have these pieces for a reason. They're there for a reason. Why not utilize them? Great tracks. As you can see, look at that wonderful little bit of track. And look at this. 87 track links each side. I cannot wait. Now, in all fairness, I went ahead and I had a little bit of a chat online on Facebook. I think it was on Scale. I think it was on Scale Model Builders. I got on Facebook, or Facebook Scale Modelers, excuse me. Had a chat on there. Great page, great group of guys and gals on there. We talked about these, and I was assured by a bunch of guys who've been through this pain that it's not as bad as it looks. So I'm gonna take your word for it, guys, and I'm gonna delve into it. I ain't gonna complain. Other than that, it looks pretty standard, except MENG has kind of taken things apart a little bit more with the front plate added on afterwards. Just taking a look all through the directions, things look pretty straightforward and simple. Yep, that was a jig that they have inside. As you can see here, those jig pieces right there, those are to keep the sides here straight, so when the top gets married down to it, it is done proper. Fenders are add-ons, I see, which is kind of strange because they fit over, but we'll dig into that in the build video. Rear track mounts are pin mounted, which I like because that's a fine detail. Other than that, it looks pretty standard. So you know what? Let's go ahead and get to the boxing. All right. Goodies. Right out the top, there's goodies. Just like in MREs, man. You dig and you go ahead and find all kinds of good stuff. Looks like we have decals, photo etch. Right off the bat, I want to point this out on the photo etch if I can. Take a look at this photo etch. You got chains, you got an antenna tool, more chains, you got your standard grill covers, couple tools, bits and pieces. So it's just not your standard, let's throw in some grill photo etch and make them happy type stuff. So there's that. Looks like Zimmerman tool right here. No, it's not. Side skirt armor. Nice. Nice touch. I like that. MENG, thank you. Good idea. Yeah, I really like that. That's actually something you don't see very often. Little cardboard sleeve, some cable wire, metal barrel. Now, the box, on the box itself, and I'm going to read this out loud, it says that it says a metal barrel is included in the first batch of products. Now, when they say first batch of products, I don't know if they mean the first 1,000 kits, the first 100 kits, the first 500, but evidently I lucked out and one of mine was a metal barrel. So thank you, MENG. I will not turn down this little prize. These are an expensive aftermarket price. In fact, actually that metal barrel, if I would have bought that second hand, would have probably cost me half of what the entire kit cost, and I got it for free. Some clear plexi, which looks like it's for the hatch visors, and your standard decals. They look like they're pretty good quality. Taking a look at them, yeah, they're good quality. Okay, let's get into the kit. Right off the top of the bat, let's go ahead and do the second screw. We'll save the best for last, but the worst for first, and that is tracks, track links. I did a little bit of math in my head, and if there's 87 individual links per side with 3 pieces per track, that equates roughly mathematically to a shitload, and that is an official amount, shitload, so remember that. But in all fairness, it's not as bad as it seems, because I think a lot of these are the winter cleats, if you're going to do the winter version. I am not going to be doing the winter version. I am going to be doing a build video on this, and I'm also going to be doing a build video on the associated diorama. I want to do real quickly a special thank you to Jim Hazel out in Canada. He's an admin on one of the forums on Facebook. He posted some stuff the other day on some economical ways of doing dioramas that he does using some different materials. And Jim, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and take some of your advice, and I'm actually going to run with it. I'm going to do a video on it. So, all right, so let's do this here. Let's take a look. First in the bag, this is actually the bottom of the hull, and these are the two side skirts. And similar to, it looks like these are going to be where the wheels get mounted, the axles on the inside. The Hobby Boss 1/16 scale Tiger does something very similar, and I went ahead and just built that model kit, and I regret not doing a build video. I wish I did it. I have another one on order. When I get it, I'm actually going to do a build video and an unboxing on that puppy too, because there's a lot of crazy things that goes on with that kit. But yep, detail-wise on this, detail-wise is actually pretty good. Yeah, I got the mounts here. These are the front sprockets, gears. Another thing I'm noticing is, like, you see these really small parts right here? See that? Very little flash. In fact, there's no flash on this first sprue. MENG, good job. Second bag right off the bat I'm looking at. Again, MENG goes overboard, which I appreciate because I'll go ahead and put it all in my parts boxes that I don't use. But they got two identical, and real quickly take this off camera. I want to look real quick. Yeah, these are identical. These are the hubs, the machine gun bracket hubs on the front of the Panther. Looks like they give you some gas cans here and some boxes right here. So they give you some extras, which is really great. And again, the flash is like non-existent. I mean, the mold quality, nothing seems warped. There's a lot of little tiny pieces. You can get a look at that. Watch excuse my fat finger. But you see that? No flash on that. So the mold quality and the Q&A, the quality assurance on this stuff seems like it's top notch. Typical of MENG. Thank you. Again, this is the superstructure of the tank. You know, you'll see holes here and here. Again, this is where the front plates fit on, because they have almost like an aftermarket third-party plate that you put all over it. That it's not really aftermarket or third-party, wrong wording. It's more of a they build it almost like the real thing. So I like that. Mold quality on this is really good. Back engine hatch door. Please tell me, MENG, that inside these bags someplace is some engine detail. If they do, I'll give the designer a hug. Strictly platonic, but I'll give him a hug if I see him, because that would be one hell of a thing. All right, wheels. Okay, weird thing here. I just looked in this box. This is actually the first time I've opened this box. This bag is busted open. It's not heat. It looks like it took a hit on something. I don't know how. I think it was in factory, because it's so far nothing's busted. There's no loose parts or anything else. I find it odd, but nothing's broken, nothing's damaged, so I won't get too much of a yank. A couple engine details, which I was hoping for. Thank you very much. Yes. Little things like this really set the kit off, and I'm glad to see it. So, again, sprockets, looks like some bits and pieces, wheels. Okay, to the wheels. These guys right here. Had a little bit of debate on Facebook a couple weeks ago about this kit when I started talking about it. And this right here. I had a guy on Facebook kind of bitch and complain over the fact that the wheel nuts, when you look at them under a magnifying, like a magnifying glass, they're not as well detailed as Dragon. He kind of hit the kit pretty hard. And I've built a lot of kits. I've been building kits for about 40 years. And in my 40 plus years of building model kits, you know, MENG and Tacom, or Tacom, however you want to pronounce them, and Dragon, you know, Dragon's always been the gold standard, so is Tamiya, but Dragon's always been like the overkill detail kit. I don't see, there's a difference. But when you get this thing painted and weathered, I really don't see that there's going to be anything that anyone's going to really notice and throw a fit over. You definitely are not going to lose a competition over wheel nuts on a Panther 1/35 scale. So that's nothing to worry about. So that's okay. This is another sprue. This looks like the top of the wheel wells. Looks like an engine hatch. These are the gunner's and the driver's hatches, you know, the radioman gunner, machine gunner. And it looks like there's some bits and pieces here for the hatches, which are really cool because you can have the hatches open then, and I always like having hatches open if I can, because I'll put some scratch-made stuff in with plastic and such that I have. There's this thing, and I don't know what part that is. I really don't recognize that. I'll be damned. But you know what? We'll go through it in the reveal video. And finally, we had the last sprue. Superstructure of the turret, which is pretty cool. There's all the side pieces. We have the inside cannon. MENG, again, outdoes itself because they include 2 mantlet covers, 2 different versions in case you want to do what model. Again, 2 cupola covers or hatch covers. And then this is interesting to me. This is the barrel. The standard plastic barrel that comes with the kit if you're not lucky enough to get the metal one. It's 1 piece. It's literally 1 piece. It's not 2 pieces like you get with other kits. And it only has 3 sprue points. The sprue points are small, so you'll be able to trim that real easy. So that's a real big positive to me. With the new technology of the way molds are done, and molds are cool, there's no reason why this cannot be standard in kits now. It really needs to be in all updated kits on this. They give you 2 MG34s, little machine gun bullet bag goes with them. Let's see what else we got here. We got all kinds of good stuff. Yeah, this is going to be a fun kit to build. Finally in the box, oh, one more thing in the box. Have a little more piece of cable. I will take it. You can never have too much cable, because if it doesn't go on the tank, it goes in my parts box. And then you have the painting guide. Painting guide is pretty nice, heavy paper. Gives little details, gives all your paint colors that you need, and also gives a little history about the vehicle. And let's take a look here, see what the other versions are doing. Oh, hey, look at that. Now that's either, without even looking, that's either going to be the Russian or it's going to be probably the American that was taken. With the numbering, I bet you it's the Russian. So we're going to go ahead and look. And what is it? It is the 8th Guards Tank Corps Red Army. Now, the reason I said with the White Star, I thought this possibly could be American, and I know people are saying, what, Americans don't drive Panthers? Yes, they did. During World War II, this took 10 seconds. During World War II, there was an American unit. I don't remember the exact unit, but they were moving so fast across the Rhine, they were given permission by their commanding general to basically commandeer anything. And there's a famous photo of a German tank with American star and a bunch of American soldiers on it. And I believe it was a King Tiger. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was. But I know that you could possibly do it in American markings, kind of scabbed on, and it would be authentic. Now, don't mean to piss off any rivet counters, but you know what, it happens. So, but that right there is the MENG kit. Again, overall, nice kit. Nice group of bits and pieces that come with it. I'm actually pretty impressed. Again, I lucked out, scored, got me the metal barrel, and I'll take it. So thank you for tuning into my video. My next video, I'm going to be doing some unboxings. I'm going to be doing a Hasegawa 1/32 scale ME262. I'm going to be doing the Battlestar Galactica Viper. I'm going to be doing the Cylon Raider. I'm going to be doing a, when it comes in, I'm going to be doing the 1/16 scale Tiger tank. And with the Tiger tank and this Panther, these are the 2, and the Viper, those 3, I'm going to be doing build videos. So thank you for tuning in. Do me a favor, if you would, if you can, right down here, you know, this way, right about there, there's a little thing called subscribe. If you can subscribe to my videos, make a comment or 2, tell me what you'd like to see. I'd greatly appreciate it. Again, this is Don with ModelKitBook.com. I wrote the book Scale builder in black and white. Check it out on Amazon.com. It has over 284 pages of build images of people just like you that sat there and submitted for the book. So again, thank you for tuning in. Look forward to doing the build video on this, and I will talk to you later. See you later.